evening, everyone, and thank you for joining me for tonight on another episode of Spanning the Need. I'm your host, Anthony Spano. Today, we turn to individuals and groups doing good in the community, and we have one group just for tonight. We have on the show today Dr. Heather Medvic, founder of the Boo Squad group, as well as a fund where you can donate to this group so they can continue to do good. They are a component of the Spano Foundation and a fund of the Boo Squad. Heather, thank you for joining me and your kids as well.
Thank you very much for having us. We're very excited to share with you about what the Boo Squad is and why we started it and some upcoming missions we have. So thank you for having us.
Not a problem. I'm glad you guys were able to come on, and I know a lot of people are busy just because we're in a pandemic. There's still a lot going on. So thank you. So Heather, let's talk a little bit about how you got started. Tell us a little bit about your background, where you are in your career, as well as how you started the Boo Squad and why.
Okay. I am the therapy director with Ohio Living Home Health and Hospice, Greater Youngstown. I am a physical therapist by background, and I've worked there 10 years. Ohio Living is a wonderful organization. And when I had the girls, I have two daughters, Madison and Caroline. This is my oldest, Madison. She's 10. She'll be 11 next month. And when the girls were probably, we're 5 years old this month. So when they were 5 and 3, my youngest Caroline was 3 at the time, I wanted to do something to get them more involved in the community. Not necessarily something like Brownie or Girl Scouts, but more actual hands-on in the community. I think the Brownies and Girl Scouts are wonderful. I actually did those organizations, but I wanted to do something a little bit different and start something for the girls. And I never anticipated how long that we would be around and how large we've grown. So I wanted to teach the girls about differences, various ways that makes people different. That's a big reason why I went into physical therapy as a background. I love helping people, and I love working and advocating for people with differences or people that have an obstacle to overcome in life. So I wanted the girls to learn that very early on. And I wasn't exactly sure, are they too young? Are they even going to understand the concept? So we just started with something small, like we got these little Halloween bags, and there was a little ghost on it, and it said Boo, and we filled them with treats, and we dropped them off at some of their friends and family's houses, but we didn't say who they were from, and we just said, you've been booed, we hope you have a wonderful Halloween. And the kids were so excited to do something, and it wasn't that they were getting recognized. It was anonymous, but it made them feel good, and they were excited to, make someone's day by just a small act. And they said, that was really fun. Can we do something like that again? And I said, okay, this is it. Like, I think they're going to get it. So we started with some small missions, but that's how we actually got our name, the Boo Squad, from our first little mini mission of booing some of their family and friends.
In a good way.
Yes.
In a good way. You were booing them in a good way.
Yes.
Well, and I think that's a good thing. You guys have been in existence probably for about 2 or 3 years, give or take. Is that about right?
5 years.
5 years. Okay. Yeah, time flies. Pandemic's just really memory-wise.
Yep.
And let's have your girls from the Boo Squad introduce themselves.
Okay. I'm Madison. This is my mom.
This is my. That's a good. Okay.
I'm Gianna.
Okay. Actually, could you tell us how old you guys are too? Madison, can you start? How old are you?
I'm 10.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm 11. And I'm Alexis, and I'm 10.
And so let's start from there. So who joined first? Was it Madison that kind of rallied the group with you, Heather, or was it like, hey, you're going to do this and then we're going to rally everyone else?
Yeah, I shared the idea with some of my mom friends. We live in Poland, Ohio, so I kind of shared the idea on social media that I was wanting to form a volunteer group for children ages 3 to 10 at that time, and I shared it on social media with some ideas I had of whether it was making cards for nursing home residents or singing Christmas carols. And I got a decent response. I don't think people really knew what to make of it at first. So we had our first meeting at the Poland Library, and we had kids at that time from Struthers, Youngstown, Austintown, Poland, and obviously my daughters, Madison and Caroline. She's not here now, but it was maybe a dozen kids or so. And then over the years, we just grew and grew and grew. And now we don't do a mission with everyone present. We have to limit the size of the kids for each mission. They can sign up for each mission, but now we're up to over 50 kids from 3 different counties.
That's really good to hear. And let's start with Madison. Madison, what have you've experienced from this? What have you taken of giving back to the community?
I've learned that it's nice to give to others because it may make you happy, but it may make others more happy.
And I think that's something that you're 11, correct? Is that what you said, Madison?
I'm 10.
10, sorry. Okay. What can you say? We're live. So how many, you've been here with the start, correct?
Yeah.
You've been with it at the very beginning. So how did it feel to help start something with your mother? I mean, that's got to feel great.
Yeah.
And I think that what has been the ultimate thing that you've learned the most out of doing the volunteer work over the last 5 years?
Just be kind to others. Just being kind to others.
Okay, it's a simple answer. The simple answer. Be kind to others. Lexi, how long have you been in the Boo Squad?
Probably 3 to 4 years now.
And how did you hear about this group?
I met Madison and Giada, and they were my friends in kindergarten and first grade. So.
And what did you know about? Did you know anything about this group before you joined them by talking to them?
No, our moms met, and Mrs. Medvic told our parents about
it. And what have you learned from your experience in the Boo Squad?
I've learned that it's very important to give to people and just be kind to people, and they will just share your kindness with everyone.
Gianna, how long have you been in the Boo Squad?
I've been in the Boo Squad for 3 to 4 years too.
So did you know about this organization? Basically, you kind of found out the same way that Lexi did?
Yeah, I knew a little bit. We would just go out into the community and help people, but not much other.
And what have you learned from the Boo Squad and giving back to the community?
I've learned that it's always important to help people and be kind to other people.
And let me ask you this, Heather. You said you have about 50 volunteers.
Yep.
How do you enjoy doing this? Is it gathering 50 families or 50 girls to do a volunteer event? It's got to be overwhelming.
It is. So what we started doing was breaking the missions up and limiting how many kids sign up for each mission. Prior to the mission, I always try to do a lesson, and we will meet and prep for the mission. They can sign up through the app, and the lesson is very important to teach them about what we're doing. I don't want it to be where we receive donations, or they help sell items, or, you know, if we did like a bake sale or something, and they're just selling items, they get the money, the parents buy it, and then they just kind of look cute and hand it out. I want them to understand the purpose of what we're doing. And we've done a wide array of missions. But for example, we went to the rescue mission and toured the rescue mission. And I wanted to teach them about homelessness. So I did like a homelessness for a day challenge, and just simple things like going back to school shopping, and, you know, getting, you know, the newest fashion, or the nicest tennis shoes or book bags from Justice or what have you, and to not know what it's like to not being able to do that. So one of the tasks on the challenge was to take your child to a thrift store and shop for an outfit, and they had to wear that outfit the next day in school. And it wasn't, you know, it wasn't like clothes that they were used to seeing. So I feel that it was a very humbling experience for them. And you know, I can't say that my, you know, having girls fashion is a big thing. And I can't say that they were thrilled to wear that outfit the next day, but I think they had a little bit better respect and sense of being thankful for what they do have. So I try to limit the size of the groups for the missions. So I think too many people would be overwhelming, and they miss the gist of it. Some missions we do larger groups, like our Thanksgiving food drive, just because that is my absolute favorite mission. And I want all of the kids to see that. And we fed over 67 families last year, and we broke up the families on different days, and everyone got to be a part of that mission and delivering the meals to the individual homes, and just seeing the reaction on the people's faces that receive those meals of just being so thankful. I think, I don't know, you guys, how did you feel when you seen their faces when we delivered the meals?
I felt so happy to see them happy, and I realized that they're thankful, that I have to be thankful as well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's what my favorite mission. Just the sense of gratitude and how thankful these people are. You know, just to see them crying, and they're thanking us. And I always tell them, believe me, we are more thankful for you letting us come into your home to provide you with a meal. What you're teaching our kids in the Boo Squad is just invaluable. So it's a really.
Let me follow up with this, and this is for any of the three ladies. Is what has been your favorite mission over the last couple of years? What have you liked the best, and why? So anyone can jump on board.
Lexi.
Yeah, we'll just say Lexi's first.
My favorite was the Thanksgiving food drive, just because you see everyone and they're thanking you, and I don't know, it just makes me feel really good to see them happy, and I feel really good I'm thankful to be able to give them that, and it just makes me feel really good.
That's really nice to hear. Gianna?
My favorite mission was when we went to the Paisley house, and we actually got pen pals, and we got to write back and forth to them, and I liked it because we got to learn about somebody from another generation. We got to make them happy. Like if they might have been lonely, we got to talk to them.
And what actually, and let me follow up on that. What was the most nicest thing you got or learned from your pen pal?
I think one of the nicest things I learned about them was that they loved music and art. I thought that was really cool.
And Madison?
Mine is probably going to the rescue mission because that made me think of that I should be grateful for what I have because they don't really have as much as we do, and I have to be grateful for what I have and what I can do because they probably can't afford or are unable to do that.
Well, let me ask this. I'm going to follow up with this, Heather. I just had someone on Facebook make a comment, and they asked, "How do you recruit volunteers?"
Anyone can volunteer. I mean, we definitely want the kids involved, but we've had adults want to volunteer and they like being with the children. So anyone is really welcome. The age of the group is 3 to 10. I will never turn any age away. The target focus of that age group, we are expanding it to a little bit older because my girls are growing, and the age was 3 to 10, and now my girls are turning 11. So we're expanding that 7 to 13, but we'll take any age range. If you go on to, if you download Team App, TEAM space APP, Team App, it's like a green square with it's a black square with a neon green T, and then you search for the Boo Squad. And I can put that on our Facebook page, how to do that. And then you just request to join. And then through Team App is where I post the missions of what's upcoming. Pretty limited during COVID, but we are starting to get back into it. We do have like a mission a month planned right now. That's kind of the capacity, especially with the kids, how involved they are with extracurricular activities. The holidays are definitely busier, so we will do more missions around the holidays. But normally we'll do like one mission a month, and you can sign up for the missions through Team App. And then again, I will put a limit, either because I want to keep the group small enough where they're focused and they're learning from the individuals and interacting with them that they're serving, and it's not so chaotic. But also now with COVID, we're very limited of where we can go and how many people we can bring.
That's a great point to point out, is that you're just not volunteering. Your kids are actually learning something while they're on these missions that you told.
Yeah, like we definitely do things like the Thanksgiving food drive, but the other missions, like Giada had mentioned, the Pen Pal, the Paisley House Pen Pals, just bridging that generational gap, enhancing their communication skills. So many things are electronic, so it's nice to actually see them write out letters and exchange those between the seniors. And they were fascinated to see how many things they actually had in common despite their ages. We've also done missions where we've learned about differences. The kids actually created an obstacle course. There was maybe like 10 or 12 families from the Boo Squad, and each family was in charge of creating a different obstacle. And I wanted to teach them, somebody that we went to go see this girl named, had to have her leg amputated. And again, just teaching them about differences. Sometimes when you go, to a grocery store, you see somebody different. Sometimes you may hear someone like, don't stare, don't stare. We want to encourage them to interact with those people and learn from them versus avoid that, those differences. So the obstacle course, the lesson leading up to the obstacle course, we created obstacles that I knew were challenging enough that the kids could not complete the obstacles. And I wanted them to face that sense of struggle to see how some people live every day. So then they created obstacles for the obstacle course. And then it was kind of like a race atmosphere. You had to pay a registration fee to come to the obstacle course. And we had, I don't know, maybe 100 kids participate in the obstacle course. And the money raised from that, we had 2 local kids that either were wheelchair bound or utilized some form of an assistive device for their primary form of mobility. So Go Baby Go is a program where they design little tyke cars for kids that maybe just couldn't use one that they bought off of the shelf. So physical therapists actually modify the cars and make it adaptable for these kids. And it is costly. So the money that we raised from our obstacle course, we were able to purchase 2 vehicles for the kids. But again, it's just learning about those differences and not just volunteering.
Well, and I think that's a great point is funding. You know, everything costs something.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So how do you get your funding? And if so, where can people donate to help defray costs and help with future projects?
Well, we are very thankful to have partnered with the Spano Foundation. And I believe you have, Anthony will post the link of how they can go onto the Spano Foundation and find our fund. We've partnered with the Spano Foundation where they can donate. It is costly, and I've been very blessed with the families that have joined the Boo Squad that we self-fundraise, and it's a lot of money for some of these missions. And we don't want that to ever deter membership or kids participating or feel obligated that they have to sell something. So it is nice having the funding come in, especially now because of COVID and the pandemic. We're really limited of fundraising opportunities. And I don't want to just, I like having the kids, you know, assist with the fundraising, but it's hard right now because of the pandemic. So any donations that we receive are extremely helpful for our missions.
And that's good. And actually, everyone, the website is up on the screen. If you want to donate to this Boo Squad group, it's www.spanofoundation.com/boo.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as could be, or just Google the Boo Squad and it will come up and you'll be able to donate any amount to help these groups out. Actually, let's kind of move further now. Now you've been in existence for 4 or 5 years, like you mentioned. What has it been like, and what have you been doing to handle the pandemic?
During the pandemic, I think everyone, at least the members of our group, were kind of just self-quarantining and spending that time with their family. So the Boo Squad kind of took a little break. But my girls missed that interaction with people. So, you know, during the pandemic, we've been trying to brainstorm ways that we can still serve others while still safely social distancing. And our next mission is actually October 17th. And we are partnering with Potential Development Preschool for Autism in Youngstown. And we can't have any interaction with the children, unfortunately, but one of their speech therapists, Kim McDonald, will be assisting with that mission. And she's going to do the lesson portion of the mission and teach our kids about autism. And then those kids really, really look forward to going on a field trip every year to the pumpkin farm and picking their pumpkins. But because of COVID, they can't do that this year. So we're providing a pumpkin patch to them. So we're going to create a pumpkin patch in their gym on a Saturday. So when they come to school Monday, it'll be all set up for them. And we're going to have our kids decorate their gym and hide pumpkins. And we're going to have treat bags for them. But again, all of that does cost, and we don't have any regular sponsors or funding. So any donation is helpful in that. Otherwise, again, graciously, the families of the Boo Squad usually will all, hey, I'll get, you know, Play-Doh for the treat bags, I'll get the bags. So it's nice to have that extra funding during the pandemic.
Oh, and I know exactly what you mean, especially with pandemic. People are working, but some aren't working. So a lot of avenues that probably you have used for funding is probably not there right now, or very light until everything we hope gets back to normal.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And let me ask this: are Madison, Lexi, and Gianna, are all three of you going to be participating in Saturday's event?
Yes.
All but Giada. She has a softball tournament that weekend, but
softball.
Otherwise, she would be there. But yep, the girls will.
She will be there in spirit.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Madison and Lexi, what do you looking forward to on Saturday?
I'm looking forward to see how happy those kids are in their pumpkin at the pumpkin patch.
Lexi?
I'm looking forward to decorating the gym and hiding them and hearing about if they were excited and happy and just excited to find the pumpkins and just see all the decorations and stuff.
And let's talk about that. Is we talk about what events you do. You usually do one a month because of COVID and the pandemic, you've kind of downsized just for right now. Do you have anything planned in the future that if someone either wanted to be a sponsor or you wanted to get volunteers for, what's kind of coming down the line, event-wise or help-wise, that you may need?
Our biggest mission of the year is our Thanksgiving food drive, and we definitely need the help. We definitely need families to sponsor a family. You could sponsor a Thanksgiving meal for a family. So I will post on our Facebook page, and I'll share it all over social media. There's a list of items, and then we do ask for a $25 donation for a turkey. And we'll normally partner with Giant Eagle. They're very generous in giving us a little bit of a discount on the bulk order of turkeys and getting those ready for us. But you can sponsor a family for Thanksgiving. And if you would like to be a part of the meal delivery, or this year, we'll probably set up like almost a drive-through type setup, pop your trunk, so maintain that social distancing. But we definitely need a lot of volunteers, whether it's picking up turkeys or help sorting food. So that is our next big mission. But adopting a family for Thanksgiving would be fantastic. So I usually will post that. I'll post it after this mission with the Potential Development Center for Autism of what items are needed. And it's a whole list. So you just get the items on the list with the $25 donation, and that will provide someone with a Thanksgiving meal. And it's a full meal. I mean, they get turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, vegetables, yams, gravy, coffee, tea, Kool-Aid, dessert, pie. I mean, everything that you would get, cranberry sauce, everything that you would have it on your Thanksgiving table, they get for a meal, which is really nice.
Makes me hungry now.
Yeah.
And let me go back to the girls. My question, and anyone can answer this, or all three of you, we all have been in some sort of quarantine the last 6 or 7 months. What have you guys been doing during that quarantine with your families, enjoying time outside around your house? Tell me a little bit about what you guys have been doing during quarantine since it all started, other than schoolwork. We'll start with Lexi.
We have been quarantining, obviously, and watching movies a lot and playing outside. We've been trying to go outside a lot, and we just went camping, and we've been going on a lot of walks and bike rides, and the weather has been nice, so that's good. We've been trying to stay outside, but then on the rainy days or something, we've been watching movies and stuff.
Gianna?
When we were in quarantine, we would watch a lot of movies and shows. We would go outside a lot and go on our trampoline and go on walks and runs with our dogs. And when it was rainy outside, we would make a lot of crafts.
Oh. Madison?
We've also been watching a lot of movies and playing outside and practicing softball.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that one.
We've been
Lola's probably never walked so much in her life.
we've been walking our dog a lot. That's probably the most that she's ever walked.
Yeah.
Well, that dog's probably loving you, and probably like every other dog, why aren't you leaving the house? Aren't you supposed to go somewhere at 8 a.m. so I can take over the house?
We've been doing a lot of art as well, and just spending time as a family. And that was my favorite thing, because usually me and my sister have a lot of activities, and we never get the time to just sit down or talk or do something together.
To eat dinners together.
We've actually ate dinner together.
All four of us at the table at the same time, which is a miracle. So that's nice.
And I think that goes for a lot of people, not just the four of you. I think that seems to be that unless you're in a type of an emergency field that you're gone at 12 or 14 hours a day, that a lot of people spent a lot of time with their families, which may have been something that they haven't done in months, or because you're either, like you said, playing softball, you're doing sports, you're working hours here. So that's really good to hear. And did you guys enjoy it?
Yes, definitely.
Well, that's really good to hear. So, Heather, we are now in October, which time has flown in the last 6 months. We've already talked about what you're going to be doing in Thanksgiving, around in November. What are you looking for? What are you kind of looking in the future for the Boo Squad? What are some of your group's goals for maybe 6 months, a year, or 2 years down the road? What do you really want to make of this group moving forward?
Most of the most of the kids in the Boo Squad are getting older, and we tried to do missions in the past that were very watered down with a basic message. So now that they're getting older and starting to get into middle school and facing maybe social challenges or witnessing bullying, I really want them to feel empowered to recognize that and advocate for someone who may be in a situation like that they stick up for them. So I think as the kids grow, I want the lesson of the mission to be a little bit more mature and grow as well. Another event, which I hope that we can or will be able to do this time of year, we have done our 10 under 15 awards, but again, limited because of COVID. But I love the kids in the Boo Squad, but I hope that we inspire others. You don't have to be in the Boo Squad to do something kind for someone else. And the 10 under 15 awards showcases 10 kids under the age of 15 in the Valley that are doing amazing things that aren't in the Boo Squad. And there is a community champion award in which someone who currently already is volunteering in their community and making a difference, or maybe they're not. We don't want to exclude the awards to them or the opportunity to qualify for that. So we have a visionary award, and maybe you're not currently actively involved in your community, but that's something you want to do. So it's more of an essay submission and a vision that someone under the age of 15 has of how they can make a difference in their community. It was a really wonderful event, and I was blown away by the submissions that we had and hearing all the wonderful things that kids do in their community to help others. So hopefully get back to that. That would be my big goal for next year if the pandemic would allow that gathering somehow. Maybe we could do a virtual one.
I think there's a lot, because we've kind of now you're probably doing Zoom calls and everything like that instead of going to the office. I think as we grow as a society, that you're starting to see more virtual events. So I feel that if that I would love to be back to normal, to get together with people, to have gatherings. But if not, we're still able to do to virtual and still have people watch and still enjoy that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And that's really great to hear. And let me ask this question. So as the Boo Squad, like you said, the individuals in the organization get older and you want to expand, do you see you passing this down to your Your daughter? Oh, I didn't even finish the question. She's got a smile on her face. Madison, do you want to take this over when you're older?
Over the Boo Squad when you're older.
Yeah.
Hesitantly, she said, "Yeah."
Wait, was it a yeah or like yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's one thing that you'll have is you will have learned, these girls have learned something when they were young, where as they get older, they develop in life, get married, have kids, that they'll be able to pass that down to their children as well, so they can learn and just like they did as they were younger.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that we stay around. I hope that we continue to grow and maintain the membership that we have. But even in when they hit high school years, I would love for our girls to be leaders in maybe leading younger age groups. I think it would be a great opportunity for them to develop leadership skills and communication skills and work with little kids. I think they would love it. And the group of kids that are part of the Boo Squad come from an amazing group of families. And I'm very impressed with the kids in the Boo Squad, how kind they are and what great leaders they already are. And I can't wait to see them grow and maybe into a role like that down the road.
And I think with the resources that your partnerships with the Spano Foundation can make that happen in no time, and giving you the resources that you need easily.
Mm-hmm.
And let me ask this question. So, what do you ladies would like to do in the future? What do you dream job? What is your dream job? Do you want to be a ballerina, a softball, major league softball player, a nurse? What would you guys like to be in the future? Let's start out with Gianna.
Yeah, you can start.
I want to be a marine biologist or play professional softball.
I called it. Lexi?
I would like to be an occupational therapist and work with kids who have special needs or are autistic or anything like that.
Now, Madison?
I would want to be a professional softball player for Tennessee.
Me too.
Well, I think there's someone that, if my memory serves me right, there's a softball player that used to play at Poland that was at the University of Tennessee, who I used to umpire, who threw a no-hitter when I was behind the plate. Don't say much. She just knew how to throw the ball, and they used to swing.
Yeah, we take lessons with her.
Yeah, we do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they got it in at Tennessee.
Yeah, Aaron Gabriel's their hero. That's why they want to go to Tennessee. It's very cool that we have someone like that local that made it to that level in softball. And she is not only an amazing athlete, but also a physical therapist. But she is, she's an amazing person and an amazing leader, and she is great for the girls to be around. As talented as she is, she's very humble, and I love working with her. She's awesome.
Yeah, and I side note, this is how I've aged, that I used to umpire her. I'm a varsity softball high school umpire, and I umpired several times. She was tremendous back when she played at Poland. She just was. No one could hit the ball from her. I mean, she was just that good.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Let me ask you this: what positions do you play?
I play pitcher, and another position I really like is second base because my dad used to play there.
Okay.
I play catcher, first base, and third.
Do you guys play on the same team?
Not this year.
Okay.
For rec season they do, and we're trying to still work on Lexi. She's a great softball player.
Come on, Lexi. You know what they say.
No pressure.
No pressure, no peer pressure, but this is good peer pressure. So just for the record, this is good peer pressure, not like the other peer pressure. So let me ask you. So this is my final question. So if there was, and this can be for all four of you, if there was one thing you could do in the world, anything, what would it be? I'll leave Heather. Heather gets the final word. So I'll start with Madison this time. If there, like I said, take a minute. If there was one thing in the world that you would do, what would it do? It could be anything, except go to the University of Tennessee.
One thing that I would really want is.
You want me to come back to you?
No, I would just. I would want everyone to be kind. I would want to stop bullying or stuff that's like far from bullying. Like what much worse. Like just be kind to others. There's no need to kill or stuff like that. You should just be kind to others. That's one thing that I would do.
That's a great answer. Gianna?
Something I would want to do is help a lot of people and be kind to everybody and hope that they would spread that kindness.
Lexi?
I would want to be kind to everyone and have them share kindness and just have everyone be kind and just there's no reason to be mean or frustrating or agitating anyone. Just be kindness. Like just be kind.
I hear politicians in the future. Good. You guys will be great moral. Oh, I'd love it. Put some people in their places. Heather?
I love what I do as a physical therapist. But my biggest goal in life would be to teach my girls not only to be kind, but to be open-minded and accepting of others, even if they don't agree with them, but to try to see things from their perspective. And if they are faced with a challenge, even though it may not be easy to confront the challenge or opposition, to be confident enough to advocate for someone who doesn't have a voice and to be a leader. That is my biggest goal, is for my girls to be empathetic towards others, be good leaders, and understanding of others with differences.
Those are all very great answers. I appreciate what you ladies do in the community. Keep up the good work. Are you guys up for some Q&A? We have some questions that people have submitted. Are you ladies okay with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, first question. Huh?
I said now they're starting to get comfortable. At first they were scared, I think, a little bit. So yes, they're up for the challenge.
Okay, don't mind me and my glasses. So so the questions that I have are not for anyone particular. So if anyone wants to answer them, you're more than welcome to do that. This one is from Ricky. What has been your best experience on the Boo Squad? Or your memorable one?
Madison.
Oh, I love how they just call you out. Madison, answer the question.
Oh, G wants to go. Go ahead, G.
I think one of my most memorable missions was when we had the pen pals at the Paisley House.
Okay. Anyone else want to answer that question? Lexi, since you called out Madison.
Mine was probably the Thanksgiving food drive, and because I don't know, just everyone was.
No, that's fine. Madison?
I would also say the food drive. I love seeing how happy they were. I remember that how I should be towards anyone. I should be grateful.
I think for the kids to even, that's definitely my favorite mission as well, and most memorable. Every year it amazes me the value of community and the sheer volume of food that comes in. I cry every year just when the final day we're collecting, we sort all the food out, and just to look and see how much food that we've collected. It's mind-blowing. That's definitely the most memorable mission each year for me too.
Okay. We had a comment. I like to put comments up from people making comments for. So just as you could probably see it at the bottom of your screen, if that's someone maybe you know that's watching right now. I won't say who.
That's well, I see Katina's. I don't see any other comments. I don't know if it pops up one at a time, but Katina Stamos and her sisters own Chic Chateau, and they are the sweetest family group of people. We're good friends with Katina and her daughter Maria. Maria's part of the Boo Squad, and Chic Chateau from day one since we've met Katina has been nothing but helpful in pairing with us to do lemonade stands in front of the store, bake sales, food drives, just a wonderful local small business, but group of people. They're wonderful. We love Kiki.
She's watching.
Kiki.
Same. So this question is to anyone. If there was one thing, well, I think this is the same question, but let's go with it. If there was one activity or volunteer mission that you would do, what would it be?
How about what's one that we haven't done that you would like to do?
That's actually a very good question.
Mm-hmm. What would be a good mission idea?
Anyone can answer. Everyone's stunned on that one. That question comes from Crystal.
I have an idea. Maybe we could build I know that there's I've seen 2 in Poland, but I say that we could build a book stand outside where kids could come and get free books, and every time you get a book, you can exchange one.
It's a good idea.
Okay.
How'd you go?
I would probably do something for less fortunate kids, maybe a toy drive, because if they can't afford toys, they can come to the toy drive and they can have something to play with.
Okay.
I would probably do I think it would be fun to go to a school with autistic kids and stuff and interact with them and maybe read them a book or I don't know, just interact with them.
Okay. Heather?
Ooh, I don't know. You stumped me, Crystal.
Hey, I didn't stump you. Crystal did.
Yeah, darn it, Crystal. I'm trying to think of the different populations that we've served in a group that maybe we haven't served before.
Well, you have 3 good choices.
I would, we have three good choices. I would say I would like to do more with public service, recognizing public service. I think during these times it is a challenge to work in public service, and I would like to recognize them and thank them for the safety and service that they provide to our communities every day, and let them know how appreciated they are. So I would definitely say, and we've recognized the local police and fire departments before, but I would like to do a little bit more with that, especially during these times, for sure.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. Well, I I appreciate you guys coming on tonight. It was always a pleasure, the Boo Squad and the kids and Heather. Thank you for taking time. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight.
Thank you. Did you guys have fun?
Yes.
All right.
You're always welcome. You're always welcome on the show, and we hope to come back. Hope you guys can come back in the future to tell us more of what you're doing and anything that we can do to help you. And then stay on after this. Everyone, thank you for joining us tonight. Check out any additional interviews and announcements at anthonyvspano.com. God bless and have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.